on, Playboy? What's going on? How's everybody doing? So back again. I just watched Long Island Audits, I think. I didn't, but that's what he says. Back again. I'm a huge fan of Long Island Audits because he follows up with his lawsuits and he does what he's supposed to do. But I want to get into detail here about the specifics of qualified immunity versus Terry versus Ohio, especially because, you know, how's everybody doing? Hit number one if you can hear me okay. I'll put my glasses on just for a second here and see if I can hear you guys. There it is. Everybody hit the like button real quick and drop the number one. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching this video tomorrow or the next day, right away, stop what you're doing, hit the like button, and then make sure you're subscribed to the channel right away. Do it right away. You have to be a subscriber for 5 minutes to talk in the chat. And then please try to keep it respectful for coming. I appreciate it. So I think it's, you know, I put a description here so you guys can learn something. There is a lot of information that I know that I'm going to share with you here, and I'm going to give you the links in the description for you guys to be able to look up exactly what I'm saying in great detail. And it's really important because, listen, you know, it's you guys can get the graphic that I'm going to be teaching on my website, DeletelawZ.com. It's a digital poster, and the reason I made it was to show the history of institutional racism in our country. And that's very sad, but it's true. And so the cases that you're going to see, sadly, I think 4 out of 5 of the cases are based on race that affect us so greatly today. It's absolutely incredible. I'm with a friend here down the South, and he told me that he learned by watching my channel that the cases that oppress us today are based on race. And so we were already here a moment ago, and so I want to go right back into it real quick, and I'm just going to do that intro again real fast because I'm really going to try to stay, because my visceral response, my natural fighter mentality when I see horrific things happen tend to lead me down an emotional path, and instead of displaying the amount of knowledge that I've garnered over the last couple decades with you guys, I instead reveal a vitriol for and disdain for an organization that is continuing to fail over and over and over again, and that is the term law enforcement in America. We need to go to peace officers right away, immediately. Go back to peace officers. And without further ado, I'm going to explain to you why right now, why qualified immunity is, to even focus on it, to even say end qualified immunity, right? Why that is an absolutely preposterous thing to focus on. We should not focus on it. You guys should understand this very, very coherently. It's like going out fishing for minnows in a world that needs to catch a big fish. And that is plain and simple. So without further ado, let's get into this. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of links here. You guys can follow along with the links. Are all the links posted? If you guys are sitting on your computer at home, you guys should make sure that you have your links pulled up, because I'm going to go over this information really quickly. But if you really want to scan through the links that I posted, you're going to learn a lot of information just by reading those and listening to the oral arguments on Oyez. It's just a really comprehensive way to learn. Whoop, whoop. Okay, cool. So we're going to go right here. My goodness, this is just terrible.
We need to move outside.
Outside?
On the porch or something.
Where's the, oh, out there?
Well, yeah. Somewhere closer to the window. I think so.
Just go out here, internet connection.
I think so. Yeah, that's where I go for a better price. Yep.
Is that better? Okie dokie. So I'm just going to clear this right here.
Yep. Is that still live? Holy crap.
Yeah, we're still live. So let me just fix this right here. Whoop, whoop. Sorry, guys. And will you grab that speaker box? Oof, nasty. Can you guys hear me better now? Hopefully that's better. Sorry about that. The internet, I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere here. So I'm just gonna have to lower this down. You have to take 1 second, I'm sorry. And then you can kill that sound if you want to. I don't need it all. I don't mind being a little bit warm. I think it's a little better because this table is a little bit better to get closer to the things you want to see. Boom. That. Thank you, sir. And then my little pointer. That pen would work. So now the first thing you guys I want you to focus on is that, you know, qualified immunity does not create a prison graph like this one. You don't have millions and millions of people in prison and create a police state based simply on qualified immunity. So you have to understand that. The prison system today was created based on a series of cases that have created an incarceration nation. And, oh, that's really cool. So this right here, this prison line, you can follow the prison line and it's gonna correlate with the dates above on this graphic. You see these years right here? You can go straight up and down, and right when the prison graph begins, right, when it really starts to get awful, when it's really bad, is when Terry versus Ohio. Do you see that right there? You see Terry versus Ohio? And then there's the prison system right after Terry versus Ohio. So what happened right here? Yeah, it sure is. Whoop, whoop. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to actually teach a lesson. I don't know if I'll be able to teach a lesson. I think I may have to just record a lesson and put it up. So I don't think I'll be able to do it. I think I'll have to do it. I'll have to record it and then do it. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I don't know if I'll be able, I don't think I'll be able to teach a lesson. I don't think I'll be able to, like, you know, I think live is better, but at the same time, you know, it's just frustrating because I'm, you know, once I get into the lesson, it's, you know, this is something that I can just teach real quick. I know it. Terrible signal. You can hear me good now, huh? It's great now. Well, I'm just going to try to stay super duper focused because, you know, I want to try to stay super focused because I don't want to lose the message in the amount of disgust that I have for any individual who would sign up to be a cop. You know, I don't want to lose how much information I've acquired through my life and can just naturally, you know, the links below that I posted below, all those links right there, all those cases are more important than qualified immunity, all of them, every single one of them. So if you want to brush up, and what I'll do is I'll record a lesson because I don't want to be in the middle of a lesson and then get cut off. So, you know, and I think I'll do it on a giant step repeat anyway, and I'll just record it. And that's how I'll do it. Because I really want you guys to understand, you know, it's not just about having a YouTube beef with James Freeman. That's not what it's about. You know, James has his role in this society, and his exposure of bad police interactions and bad First Amendment audits that go wrong is important. However, for someone who doesn't have an education on the facts, it's bad to take information from someone who's telling you the wrong things. And it's not just a YouTube beef. It's about the future of our country in America. And if you love this country and you want to change things, we have to focus on the things that will truly cause change. So, you know, that's, you know, it has to be said. I'm not just trying to troll someone on the internet. I don't care about that. I care that you guys all read the cases that I posted in the comments below. I posted a dozen cases. Read them all. You know, Pearson versus Ray is the case for qualified immunity for police. Tenney versus Brandoff is the case. You know, I want to go over them. Should we try it again? I mean, it seems to be working fine now. Should we just go for it again? Because we're only 11 minutes in, and we often do live streams for, you know, an hour, 2 hours. So I think we should just do it again. I mean, we're rolling fine? Because let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just go right into it, and hope to God that the dang internet works. Okay, there that is. Graham versus Connor. Okay. Okay, so here we are. So I'm going to go into this graphic here, and if you guys don't have one or you can't afford one, just let me know and I'll send one out to you via digital. It's not a hard copy. You can get a hard copy, but the ones that I have are digital on DeletelawZ.com. And so when you start to look at this and you look at the prison industry, let me get my camera straight too, guys. You know, this prison industry right here, prohibition, this is when the prison industry started, really, because we only had 40,000 people, 50,000 people in prison before that. And then it escalated dramatically through prohibition. And this is what creates your industrial prison complex right here. And that the reason why this prohibition thing blew the prison industry up was because we criminalized a chemical, and you just can't criminalize a chemical. It doesn't work. The war on drugs is not working at all whatsoever. So when you scroll up and you check the Supreme Court cases that coincide this giant burst of quintuple the prison industry here from 50,000 people to over 200,000 people in 13 years. And so that correlates, and these cases aren't in there, but that's going to be Olmstead versus United States, 1928. And what this case is going to do is it's going to uphold the conviction of Roy Olmstead, who was bootlegging liquor from Seattle into Canada, from Canada to Seattle, right there. And he was a lieutenant and 11 other police officers. And this is the Supreme Court case. If you'd asked anybody in 1928 if alcohol is going to be legal, they would have told you, hell no, they just convicted those 11 cops and they're all in prison. So, you know, there it is. There it is. So now, when you talk about cases that are more important than qualified immunity, Carroll versus the United States is probably when I talk about Terry, the base of Terry versus Ohio is created off of Carroll, the stare decisis. The way that Terry versus Ohio is possible is from Carroll versus the United States. And so you say, well, what does Carroll versus the United States do that makes it worse than qualified immunity? It creates warrantless searches and seizures, Carroll versus United States does. And it does that by what's called the Carroll doctrine. The Carroll doctrine is the exigent circumstances. So this comes directly from Carroll versus the United States. But the biggest being the automobile exclusionary rule that's created from Carroll versus the United States. So, you know, I would venture to say that millions and millions of cars being searched without a warrant every year is far more important than qualified immunity. You don't get to qualified immunity until you're allowed to walk up to someone and say, I'm going to search your car without a warrant because I don't like how you look. And then there's 3 exigent circumstances that are created from Carroll. And the exigent circumstances are going to be if there's a loss of life, the police can skip your rights. If the police say they're in hot pursuit of you, they can skip your rights. If the police are going to pull you over to seize evidence off of you, specifically illegal alcohol, they can skip your rights and search your car because they say that they're there to seize evidence. And you guys can get this directly from Carroll versus United States. If you don't believe me, you can read it right here. So this is Carroll versus the United States, and let's just read it. And this is from Oyez. I like Oyez a lot. It's great. Often up here in the upper left-hand corner are the oral arguments from Oyez. right here. So you can click on that and listen to the oral arguments, which I didn't even know they were available. So I'm going to listen to those. So let's read the facts of the case in Carroll so you understand why I say it's more important than police arrested Leon Carroll. Sorry about that. Let me get this correct for you guys. There you go. Police arrested Leon Carroll and Daniel Stewart on warrants for violating local lottery laws and conspiring to run a lottery. Each filled a pretrial motion to suppress evidence found at the time of the arrest. The district court granted the motions, citing a lack of probable cause. The United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit reversed, holding that the order for suppression of evidence was appealable. This is going to be, I got the wrong link in there for you guys. That's the wrong case. Here's the correct link. Okay. So this is Carroll versus United States. I'm sorry, guys, they gave me the wrong one in there. But what this case says right here, and I want to get right to where, right here, it says right here, the number 3, search without a warrant an automobile and seizure therein of liquor subject to seizure and destruction under the Prohibition Act. As act do not violate the amendment if made upon probable cause. So they can search your automobile without a warrant because they think that they're using prohibition, the Prohibition Act. Everything is okay as long as we use prohibition. War on drugs, doesn't matter what happens as long as we're getting you. It's the same thing. But now they can search your car, contraband alcohol. That's the whole point of Carroll. And so Carroll versus the United States, this case right here is this is the backbone of tyranny in our country. This case is the absolute backbone of all tyranny that we deal with in our country. So there's your first case. And then as we move forward, we get to Brinegar versus the United States. And so you say, well, why is Brinegar such a bad case? How come, why do we need to get rid of Brinegar so badly? Well, when you read the facts of Brinegar, listen to what the holding says. All this stuff, once again, they're transporting Brinegar versus United States. This case right here, the petitioner was convicted in a federal court for violation of the Enforcement Act of 1936 on charges of transporting intoxicating liquor to Oklahoma. He challenged the validity of his conviction because evidence against him of his liquor was seized in a search of his automobile without a warrant and a violation of his Fourth Amendment. At the hearing, the petitioner motioned to suppress the evidence. It appeared one of the federal agents who made the search and seizure had arrested petitioner for illegal transporting alcohol. That he had loading liquor into his car in the Missouri. So then when you get down here, this is absolutely disgusting. Now, here's the holding. Here's the holding. This is what comes out of Brinegar versus the United States. You have to get into the details to understand the danger. Brinegar versus the United States in 1949 is far more important than qualified immunity. And why is it more important than qualified immunity specifically? Because this right here gives the cops a chance to enter into your life based on what circumstances? What are the circumstances where qualified immunity would even have to be tried to be invoked? It comes directly from Brinegar. Probable cause exists where the facts and circumstances within the officer's knowledge. Probable cause exists where the facts and circumstances within the cop's head and of which they have reasonably trustworthy information. It's reasonably trustworthy information about you that are sufficient in them, the man is sufficient within himself to warrant a belief Oh my God. A belief by a man of reasonable caution that a crime is being committed. I mean, this allows the cops to enter into your life with probable cause exists where the facts and circumstances within the officer's knowledge and of which they have reasonably trustworthy information are sufficient in themselves to warrant a belief by a man of reasonable caution that a crime is being committed. That is what probable cause is. Where does probable cause exist? In the officer's mind, where he has reasonably trustworthy information. And he's a man of reasonable caution. He thinks a crime's going on. That's Brinegar. So now Brinegar is going to be far more important. And then as we move forward, we get into Kerr versus California, 1963. And you say, well, why is Kerr versus California? Well, so then when you read the case, the actual words of Kerr versus California, and what it allows is warrantless entrance into your house. They can just go into your house anytime they want because of Kerr versus California. Oh, they're not going to have the question answer here. Look at Oyez. Oyez doesn't even put the constitutional question or the constitutional answer. They just don't. Wow. I find that telling. Because the constitutional question, the constitutional answer is always on Oyez, but it's not here. Why isn't it? Because the syllabus of what it allows warrantless searches into your house based on using Brinegar. A man of reasonable caution can walk into your house. I want to get you to the actual holding that is going to be simple for you to understand, so that way you don't have to wonder what Kerr versus California actually does. What it actually does. It is absolutely atrocious. You can read all the facts in the case right there. But when you get down here to it, you get to the very simple that the arresting officers, narcotics detail, flush narcotics down the toilet. It's just absolutely atrocious. And I'm down in the footnotes now, so I've gone too far. I've gone too far. So what Kerr versus California says, ultimately, is that the cops can go into your house without a warrant if they just knock first and announce. That's what Kerr versus California says. I could find you the exact words, but that's what it says. All the cops have to do is knock on your door, knock, 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 police, 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 and they can come bursting into your house. That is Kerr versus California. It's incredible. It's incredible. All they have to do is knock and announce. That's all they have to do. It's just incredible. And so Kerr versus California is going to be far more important than qualified immunity. And then, of course, Terry versus Ohio in 1968. So what exactly does Terry versus Ohio do? Terry versus Ohio, when you go into the case law of it, it puts officer safety over your rights. Let's see what Oyez says. Here's the constitutional, the facts of the case and the constitutional question. Terry and two other men were observed by plainclothes officers in what they believed was casing a stick-up. That was a lie. It was just a black guy downtown, wasn't supposed to be there. The officer stopped and frisked the three men and found weapons on two of them. Terry was convicted of carrying concealed weapons. So he stopped and frisked them without any probable cause. He just walked up to them and frisked them. That's the whole point of Terry versus Ohio. Can cops walk up and touch you? Was the search and seizure of Terry and other men in violation of the Fourth Amendment? Nope. Just say no, dude. Just say no. No. But so now read the decision here. If you actually read the decision of Terry, you find out that this is not what's going on in the streets of America at all whatsoever. Not even kind of or sort of. The court held that the search undertaken by the officers was reasonable under the Fourth Amendment, and that the weapon seized could be introduced into evidence against Terry. Attempting to focus narrowly on the facts of this particular case, the court found that the officer acted on more than just a hunch. It was a black guy hanging around downtown, and that a reasonably prudent man would have been warranted in believing that John Terry was armed and presented a threat to officer safety. This is where officer safety comes from right here from Terry versus Ohio. While he was investigating his suspicious behavior Reasonably articulable suspicion that people say all the time, it comes from Terry versus Ohio. That's what it comes from. Reasonably articulable suspicion comes from Terry versus Ohio. It's unconstitutional. These guys were morons and they were wrong. These guys up here were wrong. They misinterpreted what reasonable means. Cops grabbing you is not reasonable. It's not reasonable. For officer safety is not reasonable. The court found that the search undertaken were limited in scope. Is a Terry stop limited in scope today? No, it's not. And designed to protect the officer's safety. Designed to protect the officer's safety. Granting the officer special rights to the incident and the investigation, the officer's safety incident into the investigation. And then when you get into it, it just makes me sick. But you'll see, now let me show you something. So now you think that that's it, right? That the show is over. That, you know what? Those are the 5 cases right there. So that's it. Afraid not, kids. Why? How come? Why? Because Terry versus Ohio creates stare decisis for the cases that we all love. The cases that completely strip us of our rights in total. Graham versus Connor is not an extension of Terry versus Ohio. This is what allows cops to use any amount of reasonable force they think is necessary on you. The officer on the scene will determine the reasonable amount of force that he gets to use on you. Do I still got you guys? You guys still there? I can't tell. Is anybody still there? Sorry about that. So that's the whole point. I don't know if this thing's still on. I'll just keep going. And so now right here, Terry versus Ohio. So this is the use of force policies that are enacted today. These are the policies that exist today, right here. Graham versus Connor. The use of force policies are created from Graham versus Connor. And then now Terry versus Ohio, all cases are based on case precedent. You know, Terry is based on Carroll versus United States. Well, right here, Pennsylvania versus Mimms, that you have to get out of the car in the name of officer safety comes directly from Terry versus Ohio. South Dakota versus Oppermam, that the cops can, warrantlessly inventory your car, warrantlessly just inventory your car, comes right here. The extension is Terry versus Ohio. Sitz versus Michigan State Police that allows them to DUI checkpoint. DUI checkpoints in America are an extension of Terry versus Ohio. They are not an extension of qualified immunity. Tennessee versus Garner, that cops are not allowed to shoot you in the back of the head when you run away unless it's in the name of officer safety. Terry versus Ohio, straight to Tennessee versus Garner. Wilson versus Arkansas, cops are not allowed to no-knock raid your home unless it's for officer safety, an extension of Terry versus Ohio. Dogs smelling your car, the dog barking is probable cause, an extension of Terry versus Ohio. DUI checkpoints and dogs barking is an extension of Terry versus Ohio. Arizona versus Johnson, that if you're the passenger in the car, you have to get out of the car in the name of officer safety, Terry versus Ohio. Whren versus United States, pretextual stops. They can pull you over on a pretext and just go, you know what, let's just see if he has anything in here. An extension of what? Terry versus Ohio. I mean, and you know what? I'm not quite done, because Johnson versus Glick is more important than qualified immunity, because what this case allows is for you to be beaten in jail and you can hardly file a 1983. The prison guards can beat you up. It's based on Terry versus Ohio. Hit the like button if you guys can still hear me. If anybody can still hear me, hit the like button. Is anybody still there? I don't even know if this thing's still on. Is this thing still on? I told you I shouldn't have done this live. Now I'm going to be frustrated. I'm going to wonder if it actually worked or not. I can't tell. Hey, Tim, is this still on? Check YouTube and see if this thing's still streaming.
Sure.
Is this thing still on? Can you see my stream? Oh, I guess I can. I guess I am still here. I checked my own phone. I should. Oh, I guess I can. So, anyway, sorry. This was. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so forgive me for the stream not working properly. I can see your comments now. So, no, but I'm way out in the middle of nowhere. And I have a couple things I have to do while I'm over here, but I can't ever stop. You guys have to know the right way to fight. And you can't fight if you fish for minnows. You need to fish for whales. And the way you do that is by overturning the low-hanging fruit, by getting rid of torture cuffs, by getting rid of attack dogs, getting rid of the use of force protocol, by creating a transparent, and you know what? I still owe Chuck some notes, and I haven't sent them yet, and I'm gonna send those tonight. But I'm celebrating Tim's birthday with him, so that's what I'm doing. So listen, you guys, if you want, you can pick up that. There you go. You guys can get that digital poster on DeletelawZ.com. If you can't afford it or you're on a fixed income, just shoot me an email to DeletelawZ@gmail.com and I'll send you one for free. So if you can't afford it, great. If you only got $5 or $10, that's fine. I don't care. If you can contribute for it, great. If you can't, I'll give it to you for free because the poster is absolutely awesome. It's a digital poster, so it cost me as much time as it took me to build it, and now I'm going to ship it to you through an email. So I do have hard copy ones, but I can't give those away for free because the print shop cost me dough. But I'll give you a digital one for free if you want it and you don't have any dough. I understand, And the economy's kind of, a little wafy right now. So, originally I thought, maybe it's, so if you want a poster, I'll send it to you. There it is. Okay, there it is. I have to check. I have to. It took me to build it, and now. Okay, cool. I'm still rolling. Okay. Joe Demet, I don't have any degrees. I didn't even graduate college. I went to college for 5 years, 4.5 years, but I didn't graduate. And then I graduated high school like second to last in my class. I was a dunce cap. I remember I didn't want to study at all. I tried to cheat off as many people as I could. My friends let me cheat off them because we were a real small town. So, yeah. Yeah. So I'm just reading some of the questions here because I didn't know if I was running or not. But the stare decisis of Terry versus Ohio, that's the worst part. When you watch that lesson back, because it was just so choppy, I'm sorry, but the internet not working and I'm just sweating. I want to share the knowledge I have with you without ruining it by making it not kid friendly or making it too vitriol so that some people will say, oh, I can't watch that because, this guy says such mean things. Not mean like, putting you in arresting you from the streets and abandoning your phones and your family and not being able to call anybody and taking you to a place that's very dangerous for you. Those things I think are far worse than the things that I say, but apparently if I say things too harshly, then people can't palate it. And so yeah. So there's that. What other questions do I have? And then I got to get out of here because it is Tim's 57th birthday. So we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate his birthday tonight. We're gonna go out to dinner. I'm gonna shave this face of mine, clean up a little bit. But first I'm gonna do my push-ups and I'm gonna do my sprints, and then I'm gonna shower and I'm gonna what's up, Playboy? Because I didn't, we got so stoned last night, man. I had such a good time, and I ate way too much. So it was a good time. It was so fun. Charlie Bear is here. He is out in the country. It's weird for Charlie because he's a city dog. I actually trained him in New York on the street in New York. So he's a city dog. He doesn't really know it. The whole John Terry thing. Oh, you guys. So in the description is Overturn Terry part 1, 2, and 3. That's a video comprehensive breakdown of the oral arguments and the case facts where I show you exactly where it happened, what time of day it happened. They were standing on this street corner. It's so funny. The first one has like 6,700 views and the next one has 2,000, next one's 1,000. So it's like people, you need to watch all 3 parts on that Overturn Terry part 1, 2, and 3. It is so detail comprehensive, each part, that I put it in 10-minute chunks because there's so much information to digest on that one case. So, Todd, you're welcome to think that, but that's not, so what Todd wrote was that much bigger than discussion in chat. I agree it's Terry, but I don't think cops understand that. They rely on qualified immunity and may act differently if they lose that. Well, so let's talk about that, Todd. So Todd said that they rely on qualified immunity. They might act differently without qualified immunity. No, yeah, they would act differently. I don't know how Graham versus Connor creates the use of force policy that the use of force will be up to the reasonable officer on the scene. And then the second part is they'll act differently if Terry versus Ohio's gone because they can't just walk up to you and say, let me see some ID, I'm suspicious of you. That term reasonable articulable suspicion goes away. It's based off Terry versus Ohio. So, they would act, so let's talk about I went all the way down. Man, Team Skeptic is killing us, guys. Team Skeptic, they're killing us. We're getting killed by Team Skeptic. That's the channel, the best channel on the internet. Win, baby, for the win. No goals. Just no goals. What do you want to accomplish with this life? Nothing. I just want to be an internet troll. What are you trying to achieve? Nothing. What do I want? Nothing really. What do you want to do? Zero. I was thinking about maybe, going down to good TGI Fridays or something like that. That's what I was thinking maybe. What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? Oh, it's nice and cool in here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I didn't want Team Skeptic to win. That's why I was not going to give up, because all the trolls, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I didn't know what a troll was before I came on social media. I had no idea what a troll was, and now I've learned it. Yeah, Mandy, I need to achieve me some dinner too, and that's going to be with my buddy Tim. They said, F Team Skeptic. So I think there's like two parts of this now. There's two parts of this broadcast now. Now it was the educational part, and now it's like the fun part where if you don't get to see the chat, you won't. And I wonder how that would go if the chat was left over. Hey, what's going on, Murad Kora? How are you, man? Good to see you. How do I say your name properly? Murad. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I wasn't gonna give up on the stream. I wasn't gonna stop. I was like, we don't stop. I'm already sweating my booty off. So I was like, you know what? Listen, you're so welcome, Valerie. I appreciate you coming by and learning. Valerie, in the description are those first three parts of Overturn Terry. And so I was answering Todd Beard's question. I think he probably had to go. Everybody hit the like button if you would, please. Just real quick, everybody hit the like button up there, and then hit the number 1 button and let me know where you're watching from so I can just kind of see who's still left in the room. So Sativa's here. Good to see you. Susie, I'm glad you're here. I ran all the way down to the water and came back. Smack Crook Pigs is here. Pet Gina's in here. Pat Getta is in here. Susie, Mark, good to see you, Mark. Good to see you, Taz. Oh, so I was answering Todd questions. Citizen Broadcast Cooperative. Lauren De Laguna. Oh, do not time out, Lauren De Laguna. Oh, you retracted your own message, Lauren De Laguna. I was like, don't time her out. Still here. What's going on, Magnum PH Pig Hunter? How you doing, buddy? Little Monster is here. Sergeant Moomy. What's going on, Sergeant Moomy? Good to see you, Michelle. Nice to see you, V Boyer. Alan Hubbs. Always good to see you, Rocky. What's going on? Okay, so I was answering Todd Beard's question. Thanks for the beer money. Tim says thanks. I say thank you. We're gonna. I don't typically drink beer, but maybe I'll have one with Todd if he wants to have a beer. I like weed instead. But so Todd, the immediate on the street reaction by overturning Terry would be absolutely immense. There would be no more pulling you out of the car in the name of officer safety because Pennsylvania versus Mimms would be dead. It would have no foothold. You wouldn't have to get out of the car in the name of officer safety, whether he was suspicious of you or not. Just imagine that. You wouldn't have to be harassed without probable cause. You remember what the Fourth Amendment says, which is along the bottom of that poster. It's the right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. And that's not what's happening at all, because now reasonable articulable suspicion means that, supported by oath or affirmation. There's no supported by oath or affirmation. The cop just says he's suspicious of you. And that would totally end. There would be no more of that. Cops would not be able to walk up to you and say, I'm suspicious of you. When we go to the all-camera system, which will happen whether we like it or not, the all-camera system will be happening. At that point, you'll be able to follow people home with cameras. You see some guy walking on the street with a TV. In and of itself, it's not a crime. It doesn't look right because the guy's not wearing a shirt and he's carrying a TV under his arm, and right? It doesn't look right. Well, you can follow him with a camera now, but unless you have actual probable cause that he stole the TV, you can't touch him. And that's the whole point. That's the entire point. I'm going to need a charger pretty soon. I don't know. Now my phone's going to die. Wouldn't that be funny if that was the other situation? That then my phone died after we fought so hard to come back on. So the immediate on the street reaction is that you could be hanging out at a gas station at 4 o'clock in the morning and the cop couldn't say to you, hey, let me see some ID, I'm suspicious of you. A cop wouldn't be able to come to your driveway and say, I'm suspicious of you in your driveway. There'd be no more suspicion thing. It would be probable cause or no probable cause. And probable cause is when you have broken the law. Overturning Terry immediately and drastically changes things overnight. Overnight. Overturning qualified immunity, nothing changes tomorrow. Other than the cops don't have qualified immunity if they hurt you. But they still have Graham versus Garner that says the reasonable amount of force will be determined by the reasonable officer on the scene. Reasonable. You have two gateways there that either one could be considered reasonable by a Karen up on the bench. So do you understand? The on-the-street reaction of overturning Terry would be overwhelming. It would be unbelievable. It would be astonishing. You wouldn't believe how much change would happen. There would be no more DUI checkpoints. The stare decisis of Terry versus Ohio of the 1990 case of Sitz versus Michigan State Police, which is on that graphic, that the stare decisis of that case is based off Terry versus Ohio. There'd be no more DUI checkpoints. There'd be no more driver's license checkpoints. That would come to an end. They're on the basis of Terry versus Ohio. So, hi, Charlie. Charlie, the crowd's been looking for you, dude. What's up, Charlie? Charlie, what's up? Charlie, sit. Play dead. Bang, bang, bang. Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. Is Charlie really dead? Is he really dead? Is he? That's a good boy. That's a good boy. There you go, Charlie. Good boy. That's a good boy. Amazing. Will you grab me a little piece of that meat? I got to give him a TREAT. I got to give him a TREAT for following. That's an Android charger, amigo. What's going on, Playboy? What's going on? What's going on, Playboy? What is going on? What is going on? What's going on? So remember the other day, Charlie didn't play dead? We worked on that a little bit, and so now Charlie plays dead again. No, the charger. Oh, is this a little... Sit.
That's for him.
Charlie little bear. Charlie little bear. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down, Charlie. Don't touch it. You'll wait. You will wait until I let you know when you can have the meat. Charlie, I wouldn't go jumping the gun if I was you. That's a good boy. So I trained Charlie with release words. I'm going to do a video on how I trained him. A lot of people send me emails and ask me. So I'll do a video on how I trained Charlie. So, yeah. So I can see your comments now, finally. So Todd said he concedes the point I made, but the cops will continue to be ignorant of the law of our rights when they're accountable. Well, Todd, no, for an iPhone.
Yeah, that's what I gave you.
No, that's for an Android. That's an Android charger. So Todd, I mean, listen. So remember, Todd, we're on the same side. I'm your friend, dude. So so try to understand this. Cops don't face accountability after they're able to enter into your life. The way the cop enters into your life is through Terry versus Ohio. That's how they enter into your life. All it takes is a phone call. That's all it takes. Someone can just call and say that I'm suspicious of Todd. Todd, he was talking to that guy on YouTube that everybody talks about, and he was talking to that guy, and so I think that he's doing something illegal or something bad. And then once the call is made about you, Todd, the police can enter into your life. And that's not Terry versus Ohio. That's not qualified immunity. That is Terry versus Ohio. That literally is Terry versus Ohio. So the way the police enter into your life, 90% of the time is going to be Terry versus Ohio. So then that takes away 9 out of 10 qualified immunity cases. The reason why you have to get out of the car, which it's not safe for you around cops, if you can stay in that car, it's safer for you, obviously, right? But now you have to get out of the car in the name of officer safety. How many people are pulled out of the car where they then need to use qualified immunity? Oh, New Hampshire Chickie is back. Man, New Hampshire Chickie. Can you be a nice person? Because you have that ability in you, New Hampshire Chickie. I saw you got timed out. You got the ability to be a nice person, but you also, like, you know what I'm saying? You can be pretty, like, raw dog, like, not nice. And nothing's going to change the way or anything that I'm doing. I'm always going to be willing to change. As you guys can see, the past couple videos that I've made, I have refrained from name calling of people who decide to join a failing institution called law enforcement. And we need to go back to peace officers and go to a transparency-based operation with two different kinds of viewers on that, where you have a constitutional civil right to get the footage within 24 hours, because that's the way it's going to have to happen. Because as you know, my email is can'tgetbodycam@gmail.com. So it should be a constitutional right that you get all the footage, and it should never go straight to a police organization. It should go to a third-party organization, and their first responsibility is that you get your civil right with your constitutional amendment that says that you have a right to get all camera footage within 24 hours and save the year of being under felony indictment or being charged with resisting arrest, when within 24 hours you can prove that you didn't resist arrest. That has to become a constitutional amendment before transparency. It has to be before transparency. I don't want a transparency government without a constitutional amendment that says you get 24 hours and you get all the footage, all of it, unredacted, uncut, because we need to be able to have that information. Anyway, I think I've been on here a long time because we spent like 20 or 30 minutes. I love the name Adolf Oliver Nipples. Love that name. Gloria, good to see you. Valerie. Garrett. Oh, Garrett, what's going on, Garrett? I never know which Garrett it is. Hagler, good to see you, Hagler. Oh, wait, Hagler, I thought we were on the same page. I thought we were on the same team. Hagler's message got hidden by Scrubzilla. Scrub, are you scrubbing people? Are you being mean? Scrub had a beef with Country, and those two guys fought back and forth. So, and then I see that, and then Lou, what's going on, Lou? How you doing? Lou, someone sent me screenshots and said, look, Lou's against you. I don't think you are, Lou. I hope you're not, man. Hope we're friends. I think we're friends, Lou. Pretty sure. I read all your other comments as where you're fighting trolls, so I appreciate that. Devil Dog is in the house. Yeah, I know that, Devil Dog. I know that. Good to see you. Troll Hunter. What's up, Playboy? What's going on, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? What's going on out there in YouTube land? Lou, good to see you, man. Love you, buddy. Good to see you, dude. Alan Hub, love you, man. Love you, dude. Tommy, 2274. Tom Shackleford, what's going on, buddy? Jason Cobb. Jason wants to know an update on my Ohio case. So we are filing an amended complaint to federal civil rights lawsuit going on, which is 22-0002, no, 22-CV-0000204. So let me try that one more time. You can look up my case on justia.org, and it's going to be, I hate that. I hate that. I'm dyslexic. You guys know I am. One time on the Louisiana Purchase, I said the Louisiana Purchase happened in the year 1831, instead of 1813, which would have been a big deal. Or 1830, and I said it was 1803. So it was like, it just drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely crazy. I'm gonna look up my case number so I can just give you guys the right one, because I don't want to make a mistake. Because as you know, if you make a mistake, well then that's what you are forever and ever. And look at this clip. Look at this clip. Take a look at this clip. This is who you are forever. You are this. This is what you are right here. This is what you are. And you know that over in England, they made it so that you can get stuff scrubbed off Google, which I don't want anything of mine scrubbed, but it's just like people on, so there it is. There it is. It's 22-CV-00204. That's my case number. And what we're doing is we are filing an amended complaint. We're going to quash the warrant. This should all be done before the fight happens on. Oh, thank you, Valerie. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This should all be done before the fight happens in September 24th. So it should all happen. Thank you. Very, very, very lovely. Thanks a ton. So, but that's the case number. So it's right there if you want to see it. You can follow along right there. If you don't, you can go to pacer.org or I think it's pacer.com. And you can sign up for Pacer, and it will give you updates to the court case as they happen. So, yep. I have until Friday, Jason. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but okay. Anyway, so I've just let you know where you can look and stuff. I hope there's popcorn at the fight. Anyway, yeah, thanks a lot, Valerie. That was really sweet. Okay, so Todd, Jackie Hale, where are my clothes? I don't know where your clothes are, Jackie, but it sounds like you were having a good time if you don't remember where you left your clothes. It sounds like you were having a nice time, whatever you were doing. Who got blocked? Ragamuffin? Is it Reggae Muffin or is it Ragamuffin? Is it because I didn't know you didn't get blocked, Ragamuffin. I saw you in here. Did you get timed out, Rega? I hope you didn't get timed out. Random Country, David Turner, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? You didn't get timed out, did you? V Boyer, what's going on? You didn't. Exquisite Wines is back. I always love seeing Exquisite Wines in here. Rob, so who got timed out? He said he got timed out. Ragamuffin, I didn't see you get timed out. And I'm looking at the chat on this one over here, because I can read it on my other phone super. I can read it super fast. Right. So right, Jason. So I have until Friday though. Then I guess you know when the amended complaint's going in, huh? It's going in before Friday, right? I mean, or a face, Anyway, listen. Before this thing, before I get frozen again, and I have to go and fight for my life to get the internet back, and I hate that happens. Everybody hit the like button if you would, please. Hit the like button. New Hampshire Chickie got timed out again. New Hampshire Chickie. New Hampshire Chickie. What can I say, man? Yeah, me too, Jason. Me too. And that's all we can really do. Jason wrote on here. He just hopes that he said he hopes the people are held accountable. And no, you're not. I hate pigs. Just so you know, I hate pigs. I had a rogue moderator. I removed, 90% of the moderators. Some people are not moderators anymore only because I haven't known them for less than 90 days. I removed anybody I haven't known for 90 days. And so there's a couple of people who are moderators that I have known less than 90 days. But they are. I wonder where Jeff Hates Pigs is. I wonder where he is. I miss Jeff Hates Pigs because I really like that account. Yeah, you guys can get the poster that I taught on. Right there is the link on DeletelawZ.com. I hope you guys can find it. My website is going through a little construction right now, so I hope you can find it. Don't talk to pigs. What's going on? Don't talk to pigs. How you doing, man? Yeah, you can use your other account now. Don't talk to pigs. It's no longer blocked. I hate pigs. I hate pigs. I'm talking directly to you now. We had a rogue moderator who blocked out a bunch of people. There was over 1,000 people blocked, and they went back on watched the live chat and then blocked people who were contributors to the DeletelawZ channel. So it's literally criminal what they did. They blocked out people who were donors and people who were contributors, and so it's like it's really bad. I mean, what are you gonna do? Get stuck on it? Just move forward, Oh, is Lou talking? Did Lou say something? I didn't see Lou say anything at all. No, I know that, Lou. I know that, dude. Oh, I know that, man. I'm just telling you. What I'm trying to say when I said that, Lou, is there's always people who are going to try to wedge. Dude, Ragamuffin, dude. I know you are, Lou. I read your comments. But Ragamuffin, dude, why do you keep getting kicked out, man? Sativa, you should let me know what he says. I don't want to add him to the permanently banned list, but I certainly will. Do you know what I mean? I know you do, Lou. So let's move on, dude. I mean, I'm just telling you what someone said to me, and I replied back to them. I've read 100 comments that Lou said, so I don't know what you're talking about. So, really, dude, I'd let it just. I shouldn't have said anything out loud, I guess, but. Right by me. No, we never stop. No, we never ever stop. We don't ever stop. Yeah, I have too, Tommy. That's what I said. I've seen hundreds of them. Because I get sent all the screenshots. But someone just wrote an email saying, Lou's bad. And I was like, oh, God. You're not blocked. Eaten Beaver. The guy's username is Eaten Beaver. That's his username. Did you roll up a fatty? You got a fatty ready to go? Gonna smoke a fatty after this? We're gonna smoke a fatty after this. Yeah, you can, Harrison, you can just push on your comment and retract it if you want to. You don't have to leave it there. Yeah. We got one ready to go? I'm gonna get off this live in about 2 minutes here. I'm having a pretty good time. This has been fun because I fought to stay on. I fought to stay on here. And so I told you guys I was not going to let a stupid internet beat me. Like that whole thing of connection of the internet. I don't need that. I don't need that. It's not something that has to happen for me. I'll go without an internet if that's what they need me to do. Brian, are you in here? Where's Brian at? Okay, where's Brian? Where is Brian at? Brian Meyer. Did Brian drop a comment? Brian, did you drop a comment yet? I was gonna. Where's Brian Meyer? Is he in here? So. Smack 'em pigs. It's really strong. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight. I hope Chad's healthy. I haven't heard if he's healthy today or not yet, but I hope that his knee is healthy. I hope he's all right, and that we're able to have a good fight. I haven't seen Brian Meyer in a long time, so I'm wondering where he is. I'm wondering where Brian Meyer is, or where corporate compliment. Anyway, Greg, good to see you. Eaton, I'm afraid I'm trying to keep New Hampshire. There you are. New Hampshire, I can't have a flirty relationship with you. I can't have a flirty relationship with any woman on social media in that capacity. You know, I like you. I mean, I like you when you're acting cool, but I can't have any kind of flirty relationship with anybody. You know what I mean? Because of the positions that I take in the world, I have to be really, really careful. I still like beautiful women. I still like to flirt, you know, but I've got to be really careful. So if you are flirty with me when I'm on a live, then it messes up the, you know, it adds something to the room that just doesn't need to be here. You know, I'm a pretty serious person, although I laugh a lot, right? But we got to focus on the things that are important. And, you know, the way to distract someone is multiple ways. And that it's just a distraction. I do appreciate the compliment. Thank you. I'm just trying to be as professional as I possibly can, if you haven't noticed. So, you know, is that fair? I'm trying to be as professional as I possibly can be. And I've even changed some of the words and the rhetoric that I use, because when I watched that guy audit those police the other day, the peace officers, who they swear an oath to be a peace officer, then I want to remain as respectful as I can to accomplish the mission of change. Oh, it's so hard to stay PC, my Lord. It is such a gift. No, it's not a gift. It is so hard to stay politically correct. To be able to say those things just now was such a struggle for me. That was so hard, because that's not my underneath of the rage, underneath of the PC veneer, you know, it's there is a, oh, that's you? Okay. Hey, Smack, you're gonna have to email me so I can verify that's you, and I'll re-add you as a moderator. Make sure you subscribe. You guys, make sure you're all subscribed to the channel so that we can I can keep a track of who's here. You know, my website's not down. I just saw it today. Someone asked me that earlier, and I checked if my website was down. So I don't think that it is, but I will check. How you doing, Music? Good to see you. Eaton, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? So I wonder where Jeff hates pick. Yeah, homeboy.
Somebody said Charlie was stoned.
Charlie? No, I don't get Charlie stoned, but he's, you know, it's not just because it's not free will. You know, otherwise I would get him stoned. He does get some doggy treat CBDs, hard as a rock. So, you know, so he does get those things. Yeah, my website's up, guys. It's just, we're going through website problems a little bit. Hold on.
Sweet.
We're starting the pre-Tim party. We're starting the pre-Tim party. Yeah, it's just not free will for the dog. When I was younger, I used to think it was, you know, fun to get dogs high and stuff. And I don't know if, you know, I don't want to, you know, how do I know if he likes it? You know, I could blow smoke at him. Ragamuffin, I hope you don't get blocked again, dude. You know, you used to really come in here and add a lot to conversations, Raga or Reggae Muffin. I'm not sure how you say it, but I hope you can not get, you know, put in timeout. Really, I really want to hear your opposing point of view. I want to do it in a respectful way, and I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying with everything that I am to be respectful. You see what I'm saying? You know, yeah, Sativa, you're gonna have to tell me what your personal beef with the guy is. He didn't say anything wrong. He didn't say anything wrong, Sativa. She must, Raga, you must have, Sativa's been with me for a long time, since the beginning, and she absolutely is faithful and believes in the mission, and more than she's faithful to what my words are. Sativa Rose Gold believes in the mission. She really does. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? You know, she believes in what we're doing, and so, oh, Ragamuffin. So I don't know what happened between you and Sativa, but she's she's my you know, she's my top. She's my top person. You know, she's, you know, there's only a few people who I trust on the same level as I trust Sativa, really. I mean, to be honest, you know, and so I trust a lot of people. I have a lot of people that I trust, and Sativa's in that circle of trust with me. So, you know, there's good old boy. Actually, you know, good old boy, you sent me a video from a cop. He sent me a cop perspective video. Didn't you, good old boy? I mean, anger management. Good old boy, I don't have any assaults on my record. So, but didn't you send me a cop sucking video that I said I only made it like through 15, 20 seconds? What did I say? I think I said I made it till the 2-minute mark. Good old boy in here commenting said something, and I just wanted him to know that I saw your cop sucking video you sent me, and I only made it through so far, and then I labeled your name in my phone so that I would know who you were next time I got your email from me. You got your email. So there's that. There is that thing. So yeah, this was a pretty good live. I'm really sorry. Thank you guys for the super chat. I appreciate it. Those trolls are really making a good living off of me, off of using my name and my likeness. They're really making a killing. So I'm happy for those guys today that I made another video so you could make a video about me. I'm glad you guys are making a good living on my energy. You're welcome. Glad we could have these times together. We don't stop. All right. I'm really glad you guys came, and thanks for sticking with me through that blackout. I really appreciate it. Good old boy, I couldn't make it through the cop. I couldn't get that cop stick down my throat by the end of the second minute. I started to gag on the cop stick, and so I had to get that out of my. I had to get that out of my throat. You know, it was good old boy. It was just sickening. You know, I bleh, like I would puke. You know, but I'm going to choose to hold that back while we're on live with all these wonderful people, you know. So, Michael, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, Michael. Michael Dolan's been along for a long time, man. We've been communicating for a long time. It's good. I'm always happy to see you come in the room, Michael. Through thick and thin, Michael Dolan's been there when the town hated me. It was, you know, it was pretty great. It was pretty great to have a friend at that time. Yeah, because Ironton was hard. You know, being in Ironton was extraordinarily hard. I was alone. I didn't have any backup. And then when frickin' media came out with Car Thief, boy, you know, that really made me feel a lot better. You know, I'll forever be in those guys' debt for coming out and, you know, being right there with me. You know, just kind of letting people know that oh, is that you, Susie? Nice. You should shoot me an email so you can verify who you are. You know. Well, Jaffo, I don't know, man. How long you could show me a video that you make that shows why this mission isn't a real one, then you know, do it. I'm open to competing in videos. No, I'll open my mind to what? To cop sucking? Good old boy. I don't watch cop sucking videos, man. I think, good old boy, if you haven't seen my last 2 broadcasts, you know, I've really changed my style dramatically. You should watch the last one I did, even though, yeah, I was super stoned, of course. It was great. But, because I'm out in the country, I'm in the middle of nowhere, we're not driving anywhere, we're not going anywhere. I didn't block you, New Hampshire chickie, but you know, the new direction that I'm trying to convey my message in now is to make it something more palatable for people who believe in the mission but can't take the rhetoric or can't take the verbiage that I use. So I'm trying to change that, because the message is pure and true. This system is not working. This system is broken. We're living in a land called law enforcement instead of peace officers. Just the two differences, great. Law enforcement is over the top of you. Peace officers uphold your rights. Just the verbiage is all wrong. We have to go back to peace officers. We have to decentralize. As you know, statism is centralized power. Decentralized is the whole idea of peace officers who swear an oath to the Constitution to uphold the Constitution, and then they're assigned to different portables all over the country, not in areas that they are. And we have a constitutional right through an amendment that says that we all get access to that footage within 24 hours. And then peace officers are equipped with 360-degree vision, and also they have the stream goes to two different agencies, the Transparency Peace Officers Corps and to the Montesquieu Checks and Balances Agency. And what that would do is create a transparency nation that if you're involved with a peace officer and that footage is going to be used against you or for you, you get a copy of that footage within 24 hours from the Montesquieu Agency because it's your constitutional right. You can't even have a Transparency Peace Officers Corps without having a constitutional amendment that gives you access to the footage within 24 hours. So the ideas that I've been thinking about for a very long time are finally to the place where they can come to fruition. So if I have to slightly change my verbiage and my approach to get my message across, I'm going to do that. Because I believe in the things that I say and I do the things I believe in. And so for that reason, you said, the reason I'm replying to your comment is you said, how long is this fake mission going to go on? Well, let me just tell you something, sir. This mission will be achieved. It might be in 30 years, and they're going to look back and say, man, that guy who had that YouTube channel, he was saying this the whole time, because pretty soon there's going to be cameras everywhere. The question is, are we going to get access to them? Are we going to take a fight right now, take a stand now, that we get access to the cameras that the state has against us within 24 hours? How many times do you go to a state place, a state building, a federally funded building, a library? There's cameras everywhere, facing everywhere, but you can't get access to those cameras. You can FOIA them, but then you have to pay a ton of money. It's not your constitutional right. There's not an agency specifically designed and developed to make sure that they get all of the camera from all of the government agencies so that you get access to those cameras within 24 hours should you have a case arise from them. So my ideas are sound, and I've been thinking about them for a very long time. So now it's time to make those ideas become a reality. And like I said, my fake mission will become a reality in 30 years, whether I'm a part of it or not. We are moving to an all-digital nation. It can end the violence with a decentralized peace officers corps. But as long as we still have the plain view doctrine for law enforcement, then we're doomed. We're doomed. So I don't mind, though. Michael, see what the troll adds to the room? We don't block trolls anymore. We just time them out. But you see what do you see what the trolls add? He came and said, oh, this is a fake mission. And then I was able to articulate the exact mission. And we have to get cameras in the courtroom. There has to be a camera in every courtroom. New Hampshire Chickie, I'm not blocking you. My hands are up here. I'm not kicking you out. You must have done somebody totally wrong. But I'm advocating for cameras in the courtroom. That's what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating that you have a right to have your audio recording device put into a slot so that you can get your own audio recording of that court hearing without the judge being able to alter the record, without you having to pay for the transcripts. You should be able to legally transcribe your own transcripts and then swear by oath that you transcribed those clearly and perfectly, and then submit them to the court. There's absolutely no reason you shouldn't be able to get a camera in the court. There's no reason. And we have seen that time and time and time again. So there's a real direct mission here. And so what I'm doing by changing my verbiage is simply understanding that I'm going to get more people to hear the palatable message than to hear a message that has some spikes on it, because I absolutely can see that this organization called law enforcement is a disservice to our country in its current form, and has created a police state, prison state that we have to change in this generation, and the mission is now. And this is now. This is right now. I was telling my friend Tim, hey, because I have something else I have to do in another town. I postponed that for 24 hours to celebrate Tim's birthday with him. But I said, before I go though, I have to get online and I have to share information and knowledge with others so that they can pass the mission on to others. That's why you have all the links in the description for you to learn. So, and I'll give you the poster for free if you can't buy it, so that you can follow along at home. And my website is up. My website is up. Sure, I'll remove him. No problem. My website is up. Michael, drop a comment real quick. My website's up. That's where you can get the poster. If you can't get it, email me and I'll send it to you for free. It's just a digital poster. I don't see Michael in the chat, so as soon as I see him, I'll do it. Sure. I just didn't want you to get time out. So you guys, the way the mods have been instructed on this channel is that people who don't agree with me can say anything they want to say as long as they stay on the topic of which I'm talking, because I'm a fighter. So if someone comes and gouges at me, then I want to fight them. But if you stay on topic and disagree with me about a topic, then you're not off key, you're not off color, you won't be timed out. But that's what moderators are doing, is they only put people in timeout if you're just completely off topic. So if you can just follow along to the topics being presented, then as you can tell, we're talking about the future here. We're talking about what has to be changed. What cannot and is not working must be altered. That's the topic at hand right now. And that's the only topic. And it's our generation, Gen X and Boomer. It has to be us that changes it, because now we're finally getting to the position where we can have power. And that's through the government. That's by becoming elected. And you know what? I didn't plan on it, but since I have to be some. No, I don't. Forgive me, my brain. It's coming. I'll present the new third party soon. And I think that there'll be a lot of people who read the platform of the new third party and will say, I want to be a part of that. I absolutely want to be a part of that. The new third party, the Transparency, Peace, and Justice Party, it's so much better. The Transparency Civil Rights Party, because someone can try to take any name that I can think of. I don't care. I'll think of another name. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. But we have to stay on focus. As long as you can't get a camera in the courtroom, then we're failing. We're failing. We're absolutely failing. As long as you can't get the video from the state, then we are failing. And that's the end, right? So that's the end. We can't let the next generation down. Generation Z and younger don't truly understand the rights that you and I are supposed to have. They just don't understand them. They couldn't, because they weren't raised in this generation. They were raised with a phone in their hands. That's satisfaction to them. On an iPad, that makes them happy. Compared to, this was our generation. This is what we did when we were kids. This is what we did. Okay? So that's what we have to stay focused on through it all. Good old boy, I don't know, because you're being distracting. Do you know what I'm saying? Just let me ask you a question, good old boy. Do you think that the current police system is working? Do you think that this current system of oppression is going well? Do you think this is a good thing going on? Because I'll tell you what, I don't. And I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it by becoming governor at executive power over an entire state, where I can write executive orders, where I can work with my legislative partners to create change through a piece of paper written via petition, through a bill, where we can change these things. That's my ultimate plan. And I'm going to accomplish it. I'm only 47 years old. I just started. I've been in front of this camera for 6 months or a year. I'm 1 year. I started on June 20th, 2021. So, yeah, but I don't care what you believe. Do you understand that? You're just someone who's gonna be someone that if I blocked you right now, I'd never notice you again. You are what you are, dude. That's what you are. I can't deliver a sense of purpose into you, my friend. You have to find your purpose. You have to find your mission, and then you have to dedicate to it if you're going to accomplish it. Whatever that purpose is, I certainly don't think this is much of a purpose that you're leading, to be honest. But you know what? That's probably a different conversation. So, you know, you have to decide what you want to end up being in life when you die. When, you know, a lot of people, they leave their children, and I don't have any kids. They leave their wife, and I don't have a wife. They leave behind, you know, this multi-million-dollar beneficiary to you know, you can see the Getty Center. Someone left that behind, right? So when I die, what I will leave behind is that I changed the prison state forever. It will never be a prison state after I'm done. That's what I changed with the help of millions and millions of people, because the whole thing is if you just don't stop, if you just don't stop. And right now, this is the medium that we have to use. But you know what? Things are getting more connected and more connected and more connected. And so, you know, so, hey, Jaffo, just so that you know, dude. I mean, it's like, you're just a douche, man. You are just a douche. You're just a douchebag, my friend. I'm sorry you are, man. I wish you had a sense of purpose and mission, but you don't. You don't. So anyway, with that being said, you know, I hope that you guys all have a great night tonight. I'm going to spend some time. I'm actually going to buy Tim a beer with the donation from Todd, which was really, really great. Thank you guys for the super chat. I super appreciate it. Overturn Terry v. Ohio. I'm going to see you, man. I'm going to see you. I'll see you soon. I'm going to see you, my friend. I can't wait to see you again. It'll be great to see you. You guys, everybody, do me a favor. Right down here in this section right here, just type, "We don't stop. We 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 don't stop. Ever. We don't stop." Because, oh my God, I got OCD on it just now. It was crazy. I can feel it kick in too. I was looking for my water because I had to move over by the door here. Everybody has their own personal struggles. I think that the very strange thing is watching back my own struggles and seeing there's ways and things that I can get better to do this better. And I've done that, and I'm doing that. Watching back that interview I did with Lauren helped me so much. I learned so much. Watching that those cops get dismantled by the private investigator who used to be a cop and an interrogator. It just, there's a lot to learn. And so we have to just get better. We don't stop. 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 Hey, Tim, I need your address, dude. You got to give me your address so I can do the plan. Okay. You know, to all my friends out there, to all you guys hanging out with me, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you coming. And I will leave you guys for the next one. And let me get some water so I can talk clearly here. That's okay. I'll get the flock out of here. You guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. We don't stop under any circumstances, under any conditions. We don't back down. We don't say die. We will never surrender. You guys keep making videos about me, please. You're spreading my name. You're spreading my brand awareness. People know more about me now, and people know more about this mission now because people keep making videos about me. So thank you so much for contributing. God bless the moderators and all my members and sponsors. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.